right, Coach Larry Blakeney.
Well, most of you know the score by now and know we lost another road game and against a darn good football team. Maybe not the best in their league, but well coached. They can score the football about as good as anybody. And we were able to move the football and score some points ourselves. We just couldn't quite score enough in the end. And we kicked a field goal there late to try to get it to one score margin to win, and were able to make that. And then it sort of shocked me that they attempted the field goal. I'll be honest with you, because they had us by 4, and they had burned the clock down pretty good. But as it turned out, the field goal put them back up by 7, and then of course we did a few little things there that gave us a chance to move the ball back down the field and score, but couldn't quite get it done. Our only turnover, and I knock on wood with that, was the last throw of the game on the Hail Mary. So there's a lot of positives to come out of the game, but the big stat, the WRL, is still went the wrong way, and certainly we got to maintain our level of energy and effort, and we got to do things more efficiently, offensively, defensively, as far as blocking and tackling, the fundamentals of the game, and just keep coaching them. And I think we got some guys that are exerting leadership, and got some guys that like each other, and I'm still believing that we can make a push here, but it starts Saturday, and against a very tough opponent, and so I'm concerned. It's going to take great preparation, and we're going to have to play darn good against South Alabama to win the game.
Marty Statham said that the defense after 5 games has not come together. Does that concern you as a head coach?
Well, I don't know exactly what he means, coming together. It could mean a lot of things. I would say that pretty much that's a true statement. I would never doubt his feelings, for sure, because I think he's a senior player that's been around a while, but the definition of coming together, I'm not sure what his definition is, and I would say that we are better than maybe we have produced defensively, and I think it's across the board, and you just wouldn't believe how much verbiage, as Bolt says, and how much goes into trying to get lined up and checked and try to defend. First of all, that part of it is mental, and then the second part of it is taking care of your assignment and making it happen. And if you watch any football game, you're going to see some plays where the defense is successful, and you're going to see some plays when the defense is not necessarily successful. And you have to get your rate of success up to be a dominant defense, and that comes through experience, learning, being coached well, and I think we're close. I don't think we're there. We make too many silly mistakes in the secondary sometimes, which may be our fault. But like I said, there's a lot to learn, and so I'm hoping that we continue to rep, and I think our method of practicing defense is as good as we can get it. you know, we can go out there on offense and run 100 snaps in an hour and a half. On defense, in an hour and a half, you may get 50, and that's if your scout teams are really working, and you got GAs or coaches helping them get lined up, because you have to come off cards on that. You know, on all you got to do on defense is have those guys get lined up real quick and give you a look, and I mean scout team defense. You know, so. And we actually give the defense extra time sometime on their stuff, but you know, we're doing everything we can do, and you know, I'm not going to put a bunch of pressure on the defense. I'm putting the pressure on the coaches and the whole group, you know, as one, and that's how we need to play. So that's the way, you know, I'm going to exert my influence if I have any at all.
Some of the guys, a light bulb went off. They've bonded a lot more, sort of figured out some things that they didn't think about before. What do you think about yesterday?
Well, I walked in the meeting room and they were all in there, and they were talking, so I left, and because they didn't, they got there early to have their own meeting, so I granted them that privilege, and I haven't really talked to anybody about what went on. I think sometimes, you know, you gotta, as a group, you need a cleansing of, you know, your spirit or your mind or your heart or however you want to term it. And I'm sure that some leadership quality type guys felt like we needed to just air things out as a team, and I've never seen one of those not be healthy, you know, so I'm hoping this one will be healthy.
The mentality after Saturday's game, you had mentioned about more of like a family type togetherness.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little about that and what you saw of the team and how that comes from a game like Saturday.
Well, I don't think it comes from a game. I think it comes from, you know, relationships. I think it comes from how you were recruited. I think it comes from how you got here. I think it comes from, you know, how you feel about yourself, your coaches, your head coach, the relationship you have with him. And you know, that's you know, I've been a head coach a long time, and 7 years in high school and 23 or so here. And then I worked for a couple of pretty good head coaches, but my deal has always been about relationships, and you know, I can recruit a guy and I can honestly tell him that he won't go anywhere in America where he can be closer to the head coach than at Troy if that's what he wants, and if that's what he needs. So but I think if I know how I felt. I mean, I still relate back to my high school coach. A lot of things I do, but you know, he was a young guy that came in from University of Alabama, just played on a national championship team under Coach Bryant. So man, he was way up here for us, you know. But he never took advantage of that. You know, he always and he was you know, in that day a lot stricter than we probably are today. There weren't no cell phones and somebody clicking on their phone in the locker room while you're trying to talk to them. But you know, you had to deal with some things this day and age that my coaches certainly didn't ever have to deal with. But you know, we try to be fair about things, and I think those relationships where the bond is, and I think that carries over to the team. And if they feel good about the relationship with their coaches, even though we have to get on them sometimes about stuff off the field more than anything, class, study hall, academics, mentor, whatever. You know, we have to do a lot of things that aren't written or talked about very much.
Talk about South. Obviously, they're one of the newcomers, and up until this year, they were a team you might overlook, but obviously this year they've got much improved. Talk about the fact that how good they are and going into this year.
Well, again, I've said all along they're going to be a factor. They'll be a factor this year, and you know, they're as good as anybody in our league, in my opinion. And you know, what I saw on film today validated what my opinion is. And you know, I've been seeing it coming, and they recruit well, and you know, they're a good team. We got to play darn good to beat them.
How important is it to be back home to get this win? How important is it to get a win, period, after the 3 losses?
It's huge. You know, you know, I'm not going to say that we can't do some things if we don't win this game, because we can. But if you really want to do it right, we need to win this game. And you know, even though these other 3 losses, 1 loss in the league, there's still a lot of games to play. This is a conference game, puts you back at 500 in the league, puts you, you know, back in the 500 as a total record, and some exciting places like the Dome to go play. And you know, we got some things in front of us for sure. We don't need to sack the bats yet.
It's homecoming week, so there are some added distractions. How much does that come into play going into Saturday?
If they are distracted by homecoming activities, you know, it will not be because somebody did it to them. They will do it to themselves, and I have totally warned them about it. And you know, their concentration needs to be on the game, not on a party or gathering or anything like that. And I really, truly believe that we will get, you know, full cooperation with that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank